At the ATX TV Festival, we caught up with some of the creatives involved with Everyone is Doing Great, streaming now on Netflix. Take a look. Michael, how has composing Everyone is Doing Great compared to other past projects that you've worked on?
It's really amazing because I've got a long-standing friendship with these guys. So there's a lot of trust built up, and we're able to have a really natural language as we talk about what it is that we're building.
Very cool. And what maybe initially got you interested or invested into composing? Because I feel like it's a very specific type of job, and also you have to have a very specific kind of ear and knack for knowing what makes sense where.
Yeah, it is a really specific thing, and also just from a technical perspective, like setting up sessions in DAWs to actually be able to score is really complicated. It's a whole different art form in itself. I feel the minute that they reached out to me, I was like, yes, it was a no-brainer for me to do it. One of my dreams has always been to score like a horror film, or and I was like, this is the first step on that journey to doing that. And it's opened so many scoring doors. It's been really nice.
I love that. How do you go about deciding what song or sound makes sense for, say, specific scene or specific episode? Because I was thinking about what you do, and I'm like, I struggle to figure out what song's gonna go on my Instagram post, so I sure as heck can't imagine doing it for a TV show or movie or whatever.
Yeah, this, because I know the guys themselves well, and because I got to know them during season 1, my methodology is I try and imagine what it sounds like inside that person's head. So I like kind of feel their energy, and if their energy feels like erratic, then the music's a little more erratic, or if it feels calm, or if it feels dopey or drunk, and just kind of try and hit that vibe and let it grow from there.
Okay, I love that. Now, you are based here in Austin.
That's right.
I'm curious how Austin and its music scene kind of influences some of your work, because I know you said yesterday at the panel that there's some Austin artists featured, or their work is featured in some way in some of the episodes for Everyone's Doing Great.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, first of all, the Austin music community is amazing. There are so many great organizations here that really look out for artists. And there's so many great artists here. I was lucky to meet Prom Queen, who's one of my favorite local artists, and we actually had her do a song for one of the episodes called Munchies. That's on the soundtrack, and it's really fun. She's an amazing Vietnamese American rapper.
Interesting. Okay. A rapper. Ooh, okay. I'm excited to see that episode then. Yeah, very cool. So you have been a part of this this project since the beginning, obviously, with the composing and producing and all of those things. What would be your pitch to someone to check out this show, right? Because it lived on a different streaming site a few years ago. Now both seasons are on Netflix. The second season just dropped. What's your pitch to get people to watch this?
I mean, it's really interesting to say that I think whatever you think this show is going to be, it is not that.
Okay.
Like, it's really easy to see it from the outside branding and put it into a box in your brain, or think it's going to be something. It's just not that. It's better. It's more authentic. It's more real. And I do feel like this is a show where you watch a few episodes and you feel like you've made new friends, and they're complicated and they're not perfect, and it's a real journey, and it feels like having real friends. They're complicated and they're not perfect, but you love them.
But I love that, because I feel like as the viewer, then you take in a lot of those real world, real life experiences, and you're like, wow, I can totally relate to this. And I think that's what we need more of in TV.
Totally. It's set against, people say that it's an industry show, and it is set in the industry for sure, which is an interesting backdrop. But really the bones of the show is the friendships and what they go through, which is something that everybody can relate to.
Yeah. Now, speaking of friendships, you actually did briefly work on One Tree Hill back in the day with James and Steven, and so I'm curious, like, your experience working with them then, and then now coming back all these years later to work with them and collaborate again.
Yeah, I mean, on One Tree Hill, that was such a massive operation. And honestly, I was younger and I was very overstimulated by the whole thing. I never thought that I would be on a set. I didn't even know what a mark was like the first day. I literally was just basically playing myself and being myself. And so when they said, when I was there, everything was coming at me so fast, it was hard to process. And I think my real friendships with James and Steven really came after the show wrapped, or after I was off of the show. And that kind of led naturally to this environment. But yeah, it's really fun. I think the other thing I like about this show versus that show, which they're two very different shows and they're both wonderful.
Yeah.
But the thing I really like about this show is it's an independent show, and you can really feel that. It's like, you know, much like the whole Keep Austin Weird thing. Like the show is definitely not. It doesn't feel like a network show.
Sure.
It feels like. You know, they're doing things that you just couldn't get away with on big networks.
Okay.
And it makes it a lot more cool.
Yeah.
You can stream season 1 and 2 of Everyone is Doing Great now on Netflix.